All right, we're back here for our fourth con match of the week here. This time it's going to be Abzan that we're looking at. And we got our con Sawyer taking on his challenger Paul S. Young Chunk. Abzan got off to a bit of sluggish start in week one, so Paul with his 3-2 record became the challenger here. What's he working with over there, Mitch?
Besides the Enoch Monkin that was just played, there's a Marty Skull Hunter, which can make him discard. There's a Watcher of the Roast. I think that's the morph that
Yeah.
flips up for free and gains life. And then there's a Creator's Clause, which is maybe the Fireball?
Yeah, okay. It's not so bad.
Enoch
Uh,
Monkin, I'm withdrawn, actually.
Yeah, so Paul, he played in I think 3 feature matches in Lost Caverns, but didn't do great. So he's trying to turn that around and take leadership of the Abzan here. Sawyer's got a very land light hand, and by that I mean he does not have a third land even after the Tormenting Voice. So this is kind of going to be a make or break turn, and it looks like it's a break turn because he's going to have to discard down to hand size here.
I've done that a few times this league.
I mean, he kept the two-lander, had the Tormenting Voice. I mean, it's completely reasonable. He has a bunch of Mardu cards in hand. Well, just red and black, really. But, looks like he's playing Mardu here. So,
Well, I think to play the two drops I was talking about, one of them's going to make a discard happen.
the sick thing about Sawyer's hand is that once he gets a land, he has Barrage of Boulders, which says it deals 1 damage to each of opponent's creatures.
Oh my god. Pretty good. I was going to say, what are you
So
going to...
if he can
With the
get that
Fireball in hand,
land this turn,
that means...
we have a brand new game, and
that means
he's
that
drawn
Paul's
another 3 drop.
ankle shanker's about to come down, making the Fireball lethal, I believe, afterwards.
Yeah, this is gonna be 10 damage, so doesn't
I
much
was going to say
matter.
Paul almost got punished for flipping the morph because it wouldn't die to the 1 damage
So
to his
he
creature.
did it now, but unfortunately, it's Crater's Claw's last card in hand. Well, yeah, what can you do?
You dodge
I
a
mean,
bullet.
that Sawyer had that 1 turn. He just needed to draw 1 turn sooner, and we have a much closer game. Obviously, I mean, he just gets to live and play his stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of an unusual deck from him. So usually when you see a Mardu deck, you're based in white. So you're white black or white red, splashing the other color. But here he's red black. He has 2 white cards that you have to cast, and he has 2 morphs that are white, which is the Ponyback Brigade. He has Ankle Shanker and the High Spire Mantis, and everything else is red black. So bit of an unusual configuration. Not making use of the gold cards as well as you get to sometimes. Like looking at his sideboard, he has Chief of the Edge and Chief of the Scale, but being based in red, can't really play them.
It's got to be one of the quickest recorded matches because bad start versus heavy aggro with haste and a Fireball. Just didn't take long.
Yeah, so Sawyer noticing that looks like he's signing out his Rakshasa's secret, which is, or at least one of them. He was thinking about signing it out. I think he decided not to, but I mean, he just needs the Barrage of Boulders, and he needs to have the land to cast it. That would have been just one about the craziest plays to have a common kill 4 creatures for 3 mana.
Yeah, because Paul decided to flip the morph. Even though Ankle Shanker could have done it, another white card in hand at the time, he decided to flip it up for the 2 health.
I guess maybe he didn't want to show the ankle shanker if he didn't absolutely have to at that time. Like showing the ankle shanker being like, guess what's coming.
Yeah, it's not a
giving
pure missile. That's just what happened.
Yeah, well, he definitely didn't get punished there. Um, though he did see the Barrage of Boulders finally, so he can potentially try and play around it by maybe not deploying all 1 toughness creatures if he has the choice. Like if he has a choice between playing like a morph or a 2/1, maybe
That
not
game
playing
was
all two
really,
ones potentially, but yeah.
really decided that land draw, or I guess a tap land wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, this is not the format where you get stuck on mana and come back for the most part. Like
Looks like
now,
Icy
yeah.
Blast was brought in.
Like nowadays in the formats that we have now, like if you get stuck on 3 mana, like the 2 and 3 drops are so good that like often if you get stuck on mana, as long as you have stuff to cast, you're good. But in this set, that's not the case. You need to hit your land drops up to like 5 in order to be competitive. So Sawyer had a land heavy hand that he didn't like the looks of, but now he's going down to 5 because he only had one land in the second one. So the first one was
What
again it was a bit land heavy, but it was
for,
potentially keepable, whereas the second one was completely unkeepable.
for Paul, it's pretty much unrecognizable from last game. There's 3 removals in the form of Murderous Cut, Rise of the Serpent, and Bring Low. There's a ride down that was just drawn, the Herald of Anafenza, and card I haven't seen cast yet, the Witness of Ages, which is its Metamorph, just an arrow.
You haven't seen it cast, or you haven't seen it flipped up, or both.
I have not seen either. I mean, who? Yeah, that's a different
I
question.
mean, I
Maybe
was I cast it today. I mean, I turned it face up today in a league
possible.
match. So it's just about like the baseline, like kind of like lowest quality or lowest level morph. But I mean, it still does the trick. So
Almost lava active over creature.
so in hand for Sawyer, he has a Mardu War Shrieker. He has a mountain and he has an Arrow Storm. So Arrow Storm might be coming for that Herald next turn.
Well, Rakshasa Seekers have quite the draw with opponent's cards, and I think Ride Down's probably going to happen. Block happens though.
Yeah, we'll see how Paul plays it. He does have a few options, it sounds like.
There's a 4th land, but only one thing can be done.
I mean, he still has... Okay, so Rakshasa Secret. Imagine Sawyer is going to maybe keep the Arrow Storm here. Yeah, he needs to kill the Herald, I think. Or at least kill something else.
Almost extremely efficient. Murderous Cut was 1 mana off
Well,
at
he's
that
drawn the
point.
Barrage of Boulders here, so if Paul goes wide with X1s again, we have something waiting for the X1s. Or if Paul just decides to sink mana into the Herald, he can kill off the tokens. Not exactly what you want to draw, but might be of some use at some point in the game. But definitely looks like he's working from behind here after the
The
mulligan,
options
and
here,
like the mulligan and the discard too is just brutal.
the option he's going for is Murderous Cut and not delving anything. It looks like, or sorry, only delving 1, the minimum.
Okay, I mean fair enough. He said, "Let me just do it now. Don't let him draw something like a Feat of Resistance, even though he doesn't have anything like that." But all right, so Arrow Storm is gonna come and take out the Herald now, and Sawyer's just
What?
hoping that Paul's hand is a little awkward and he's not able to deploy things, as
Okay, well,
efficiently.
pretty insane draw for your exact mana, putting up rare on the
Well,
field
that'll
here.
do it. All right, so here's a Crater's Claw off the top, so that'll get this out before it can attack. So he has exactly the right amount of mana to.
Top deck for top deck.
There you go.
There's a Mardu Rough Rider coming down if a land is hit, and it is. That's in more trouble.
Okay, so looks like we're just playing big dudes here. Yeah, there's a 5/4. It could stop something from blocking, so he's gonna need. Yeah, he's drawn a Ponyback Brigade, which is not really great here. If he had one more
Oh, it blocks
land,
5/4.
if he
It
had one
blocks
more
5/4.
land, he could play it face up. But as it stands, not looking too good here. And
No, but that's a pretty good draw against exactly 5/4. You just throw 1/1. It's not. He's not in a good position, but that's blockers.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, but it's on. I think it's on the worst end of the things he could draw. Well, there's your Witness of the Ages. Rare to see it just cast for as a 6 out of 4/4, but it's usually like one of the first morphs I play because it's like one of the ones I care least about. So,
It needs.
but it's gonna do the trick here. I mean, it's gonna like there's a bunch of damage coming in here. Like there's 2 chunk blocks basically happening.
Bring. I think so. Bring low is castable. It's probably going to be cast here. You could also Rise of the Serpent, a
I
small
mean, he
creature.
doesn't really need to cast any of his removals right now. Like he just has such a dominating board. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
like why are we spending a card to get rid of these things?
I wouldn't suggest doing it, but that's all he's got to
They're
do
just
is a
gonna die
removal.
anyway. Like he's just dead next turn, right? Like
Yeah, the right play is most likely to not do anything right now.
yeah, like you don't need to kill that. Like Sawyer has War Name Aspirant in hand, which is the 2/1 that comes in with a counter if you attacked.
He's doing it to make sure no like saving some buff saves.
Nah, he said let's just get him really really dead here, and he is in fact really really dead. He's drawn a swamp for turn, and he's taking 9. So yeah, unfortunate with the mulligans. In the game one, we got the mana screw, and in this game mulligan, and just fell too far behind. So we see a new con for our Abzan here. We see Paul S. Young Chunk. He's taken over. So we'll see what he has to offer when he's back next week for the con match. So congratulations to Paul on his victory.